बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। जब भी मैं प्रेस क्लब आता हूं मैं बहुत खुश होता हूं। वो इसलिए कि मैं समझता हूं कि पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी के लिए प्रेस क्लब्स इन जनरल और ख़ास तौर पे कराची का जो प्रेस क्लब है वो हमारा एक दूसरा घर है, हमारे कारकुन के लिए, हमारे ओहदेदारों के लिए और हमारे क़यादत के लिए भी। और जैसे पहले भी जिक्र हुआ था, अच्छा वो MRD की तारीख हो या ARD की तारीख हो या जो भी इश्यूज हम उठाना चाहते थे, यहाँ आके यहाँ के सहाफ़ियों के साथ मिलके हम वो इश्यूज उठाते थे, अवाम के सामने पेश करते थे। शहीद बीबी के ख़िलाफ़ जब आमराना सलूक किया जा रहा था, हमारा पार्टी के ख़िलाफ़ साजिशें हो रहे थे, तो हम प्रेस क्लब्स में रेफ्यूज लेके, प्रेस क्लब्स एक सेंचुरी प्रोवाइड करती थी ना सिर्फ पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी के कारकुन के लिए मगर इस मुल्क में जो भी जमहूरियत पसंद सियासी जमातों हैं और रहे हैं उनके लिए भी एक किस्म का सेंचुरी है। और हम सब पे ये जिम्मेदारी है अब कि हम ये सेंचुरी कायम रहें और आने वाले नस्लों सहाफ़ी के जो जर्नलिस्ट जो आ रहे हैं, यंग जर्नलिस्ट जो आ रहे हैं, उनके लिए भी एक किस्म का ये सेंचुरी हो। और जो भी नया सियासत में शामिल हो रहे हैं नौजवानों, उन सब के लिए, हम सब के लिए वो जो पहले अहम किरदार होता था प्रेस क्लब्स का, हमने फिर से इनको एक सेंट्रल मेन स्ट्रीम का रोल अदा करना चाहिए। तो इसलिए मैं एक बार फिर आप सबका शुक्रगुजार हूँ। मैंने एक अंग्रेजी में तकरीर तैयार किया है, इंशाल्लाह कोई असद उमर तो नहीं होगा यहाँ एतराज़ करने के लिए। तो शुरू इस बात से मैं आप सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ, ख़ास तौर पे आपने मुझे दावत दिया है और पर्टिकुलरली फॉर वर्ल्ड प्रेस फ्रीडम डे। पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी के लिए, हर जमहूरी पसंद सियासी जमात के लिए, हर शहरी के लिए फ्रीडम ऑफ द प्रेस तो बहुत ज़रूरी है। जैसे बाकी सब ने भी कहा है, मैं भी रीइटरेट करता हूँ कि जो फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन है, फ्रीडम ऑफ द प्रेस है, फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, ये एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली गारंटीड राइट है अंडर आर्टिकल 19 of the Constitution. It is a fundamental right of every citizen of Pakistan, not just of the journalists. But journalists and media persons, as human rights defenders, suffer the most when freedom of expression is stifled. Ladies and gentlemen, next to the right to life, the most important right is the right of expression and the freedom of association. It is central because all other rights cannot even be articulated without it. Indeed, it is the mother of all rights. Lately, this right has come under increasing threat. Some people hold guns, others carry religious texts in order to stifle dissent, coerce dissent, stifle free speech. Rights in the country are shrinking generally. Journalists have been killed in the line of duty with impunity. The right to a fair trial curtailed, and opaque detention centers functions in part of this country. There is undeclared censorship in Pakistan. The space for democratic rights has dangerously shrunk in Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, the International Press Freedom Day this year is observed in Pakistan when media and the right to freedom of expression is under siege. The Human Rights Commission of Pakistan 2018's annual report, quoting the report by the Freedom Network, has painted a dismal picture of journalist safety and security in the country. The report, Zero Justice for Pakistan's Murdered Journalists, is an eye-opener. Journalists are under attack both from state and non-state actors. Of the 26 journalists murdered mentioned in this report, During the 5-year period, 2013 to 2018, nearly all cases have ended up as blind murders and nobody punished. Of the 26 journalists killed that I mentioned, only 16 cases proceeded to courts. Trial was only completed in 6 cases and only 1 conviction awarded by a lower court, but none punished, as the sole conviction was also overturned. Until recently, freedom of expression was stifled secretly, like the ban on Geo and Dawn in some areas of the country, or by manipulating advertisements to force the media to toe a certain line. These tactics, excuse me, these tactics were also referred to in the recent Supreme Court verdict in the Faizabad Tharna case. Now there is open talk of bringing all media under one uniform body. Not long ago, the government announced a crackdown on social media as well. The impunity of crimes against journalists and human rights defenders is a manifestation of the state curbing free expression and dissent in Pakistan. Last year, 2018, was the 20th anniversary of the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights Defenders. Pakistan supported this declaration back in 1998. But in 2015, Pakistan voted against a UN General Assembly resolution recognizing human rights defenders' roles and seeking protection for them. Of the 117 member states who supported the UN resolution for human rights defenders, Pakistan, unfortunately, was amongst the 14 states who voted against it. This is why NGOs are also under threat in Pakistan. Closing NGOs means closing the door of dialogue between people, with the people. These actions will have devastating effects on human development, on implementing our social contract with the people of Pakistan, and on mobilizing communities. We must end impunity of crimes against journalists. This requires legislation. This requires a special public prosecutor to pursue cases of crimes against journalists. About 2 years ago, a subcommittee of the Senate was set up to prepare draft legislation in consultation with stakeholders for the safety and security of journalists in Pakistan. The subcommittee was headed by a Pakistan People's Party legislator, Senator Faratullah Babar Saab, and it held consultations with stakeholders and prepared a draft bill. Now that draft bill seems to have been lost somewhere. But on this International Press Freedom Day, I urge the government of Pakistan to pick up the threads and make legislation to ensure safety and security of media persons and an end to the impunity of crimes against journalists. The Pakistan People's Party rejects economic strangulation of journalists as a new tool for curbing freedom of expression and stifling dissent. The Pakistan People's Party rejects the move to set up a super regulatory body over all media in Pakistan. The Pakistan People's Party rejects the manner in which the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act PECA 2016 has been misapplied to stifle dissent, constructive criticism, and alternative narratives in Pakistan. The Pakistan People's Party resents that investigations under the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act has not been placing before parliaments its report every 6 months. The Pakistan People's Party demands that investigation agencies must place its report every 6 months before the Parliament as required under the law. The Pakistan People's Party demands that the PECA 2016 be revisited and amended in light of the experience of the last 2 years that it has been operational. And finally, the Pakistan People's Party calls for legislation for the recognition of rights of human rights defenders. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan has long had a commitment to human rights. Ever since our creation, Pakistan signed the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights on the 10th of December 1948. Soon after partition, we had two committees. Two committees were set up. One for determining the principles of our Constitution, and the other to determine basic human rights. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah chaired the Committee on Human Rights. It shows you the importance that the founder of this nation gave to human rights, that he himself chaired the Committee on Human Rights. And Qaid-e-Awam Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto introduced habeas corpus into our Constitution to protect a citizen's individual liberties. Over time, however, the human rights situation in Pakistan has worsened. It is worsened, unfortunately, because we have embraced the security state over the welfare state. And I take this opportunity to remind the government of Pakistan of its promises that it has made to the international community to protect and promote freedom of expression as a key human rights indicator. It has been too long that we have ignored acting on the promises we've made with the world, that we've made with the United Nations. As chairman of the Human Rights Committee of the National Assembly, I have decided to carry out scrutiny as to why these promises that have been made have been unfulfilled. I have decided to examine the recommendations made by the United Nations at the Third Universal Periodical Review, 2017 to 2018, of our human rights record, and what measures have been taken by the government to implement these recommendations. I believe that the UPR is an opportunity for the states to declare what measures have been taken by them in implementing these recommendations. And implementing these recommendations is in the interest of our country, and it is in the interest of our peoples. Because the shrinking space of human rights are often justified, particularly in Pakistan, often justified under these bizarre accusations of the world conspiring against us. The world is not conspiring against us. By shrinking the space for human rights, we are conspiring against ourselves, our own country, our own people. Ladies and gentlemen, the fight for freedom of expression is a long drawn battle that cannot be fought by journalists alone. You need to co-opt political parties, parliament, parliamentary committees, the National Commission on Human Rights, civil society, trade unions in this fight, because it is all our fight. It is a fight for every citizen of this country, and together we must fight for our rights. We need not be apologetic. We must take firm action, and I completely agree. There must be a parliamentary committee on the freedom of expression. Publishing and broadcasting houses not publishing aggressive investigative reports need to be named and shamed, and only you can do that. Young journalists should take ownership and develop resistance journalism. The Supreme Court verdict in the Faizabad Dharna case must be pursued and must be implemented. The verdict said that PEMRA has failed to protect the legitimate rights of licensed broadcasters and directed it to take action, amongst a whole host of other recommendations, all of which must be implemented. Political parties, media persons, human rights defenders, the labor unions, and civil society together should take this decision forward. And by demanding its implementation in letter and spirit, not only can we pursue freedom of the press, not only can we fight back against the assaults on democracy in Pakistan, but also we can finally address the elephant in the room. And I believe that the Faizabad Dharna case has given us enough of material, enough references to our constitution and to democracy for us to finally chain the elephant in the room, because surely, ladies and gentlemen, contempt of court is not only reserved for Pakistan People's Party's prime ministers. So aakhir mein there's this poem जो कि मैंने आज ट्वीट भी किया था, लेकिन जो दरमियान है वो बहुत मुश्किल है, तो जो आसान है मुझे बोलने के लिए मैं वो आपको सुनाता हूं कि बोल के लब आजाद है तेरे, बोल जबान अब तक तेरी है, तेरा सत्वा जिस्म है तेरा, बोल के जान अब तक तेरी है, बोल ये थोड़ा वक्त बहुत है, जिस्म और जबान की मौत से पहले, बोल के सच जिंदा है अब तक, बोल जो कुछ कहना है कह ले। आप सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आज़ादी ही सहाफ़त के लिए, फ्रीडम ऑफ द प्रेस के लिए, फ्रीडम ऑफ द स्पीच के लिए। पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी हमेशा आपके साथ शाना बशाना खड़ी रहेगी। आप सबका बहुत शुक्रिया। बनाने